difficult time training a cat. Is it really possible to train a cat? Like, he'll go outside, but he won't come back until it pleases him, and things like that. I mean, like you call a dog, the dog comes. The cat comes if it feels like it, I found, and things like that. Is there any way you can train cats as opposed to how you train dogs?
Actually, the method is exactly the same. The big difference is that dogs historically have been bred to be compliant with humors, and cats have been bred to be cats, and they are much more independent. However, they have to eat. So yes, you can use a clicker as a marker, and with the other thing with cats, if you're going to use food for a reinforcer, you want to get yourself a plastic iced teaspoon and put a little bit of cat food there, because cats are much more likely to bite you inadvertently than a dog is.
Well, actually, I have found something that does kind of work, or it's starting to work. I put my cat food in a plastic container, and he eats dry cat food. And so I put it in a plastic container, and took it out of the big bag, put it in a plastic container, and whenever I go to feed the cat, I shake it. So the cat has gotten used to that noise, meaning, hey, it's time to eat. So when he's outside, I'll call him, and then I'll shake it. I don't really think he comes to his name. I mean, kitty, kitty, kitty seems to work just about as well. But he's starting to come. If I shake that, within a couple minutes of me calling him, he's there.
That's a good idea.
That's a brilliant idea.
That works. You know what that works with? The shaking of the food? Blue jays. Next to my porch, I got a big tree, and I've discovered over the years, blue jays dearly love peanuts in the shell.
They do.
So I have them in a little box, and when I can sit in the porch, I'll shake it, and they've been trained now. Before long, whoosh, it comes sweeping into the tree. I throw a few out for them, and they snap them up to the delight of everybody around. That's a good idea, caller.
I think that's a brilliant idea.
I was having a problem. It's a male cat, and I hadn't gotten him fixed yet, which I have since then. But anyways, he had started to mark. But he wasn't just marking. He was pooping there, too. So I can't have that. I'm too old to be able to take care of that.
Sure.
Time after time after time. So I had taken, he started to lose weight too. So I took him to the vet, and I explained the problem, and the vet told me to do something. And this sounds cruel, but by golly, it's worked. He told me to put whatever room that I keep the litter in, which is the bathroom, and I'm going to use it, so the cat might as well use it too, to confine the cat to that room and do it for up to a month. I mean, let him out to pet him and stuff like that. But when he's home, that is his room. And it sounds cruel, but by golly, it worked.
It did. How long did you have him in the room?
About a month.
Really, that long?
Well, I don't know if it would have worked sooner, but I was afraid to. After you've put in so much work doing it for the first couple of weeks or so, you want to make sure. And the vet had told me for about a month, so I did it for a month. And sure enough, he always uses. Well, actually, he started going outside. I wasn't really letting him outside except on a leash until I got him fixed.
Well, the vet had a wonderful way of doing it. Back when I was a kid, we were trained. When your cat does a number 2 in the middle of your house, you put his nose into it, and then you whack the hell out of him with a newspaper, folded newspaper. It doesn't really hurt, but it scares the living you-know-what. And then you take him and dump him in the litter box. And about 2 rounds of that, and he's trained overnight.
That didn't work, because he'd been trained. When I got him, he was trained, and he was trained for like 2 months. And then he just started doing it. They think maybe it was a behavior thing. But anyways, it did work, and he doesn't do it anymore.
Caller. One of the tricks of bringing a cat home is you bring some dirty litter home.
He did. I did, and he used it for about 2 months. He never had an accident or anything. It was just a personality thing.
It just snapped off, huh?
Yeah. Huh. And but anyways, he's been fixed now, and he can go out at will, and he seems much happier, and he's no longer having accidents or whatever, and.
Well, that's nice.
He's shaping up well.
Who's your veterinarian who taught you this trick?
I don't remember his name. I'm sorry to say.
Where is he?
He's in Westfield on Main Street.
Oh, that's Dr. Roberts. Mr.
Mr. Rogers.
Rogers.
Mr. Rogers, Dr.
Right.
Rogers.
Yes, and
He's a great vet, I
yes, he is, and he's very easy to talk to, and he really, really loves the animals.
Well, he does. He doesn't screw you with the bill either. He's fair, and he also will take care of your animals or an animal in an emergency without expecting somebody to fork over the cash up front, which a lot of the rotters around town do.
Well, I don't know about that. I will say he was very fair on his rate for fixing the cat. It's a male cat. But I think that if you're going to have a pet, it's your obligation to try not to make the world have more animals. And even though I wouldn't have the responsibility of the new cat.
Also, that little marking thing is a pain, if it's a male especially. Well, caller, thank you for the call. I want to say that Dr. Rogers also does work for virtually nothing for the Westfield Cat Rescue. He fixes them, he gives them shots, he examines them for disease, and he is a real prince of a man.
Yes, I think he's a very good vet, and I'm very happy that I went to him. It was location, but I'm very happy with it.
Yeah. Well, thank you, caller.
Thank you.
Send me a stamped envelope. I got some $5 gift certificates for you to the wonderful Lakeview restaurant.
And have fun with all your dogs and cats, people.
All right, I will, because I've got, well, I had 5, but we lost 2 in the last year.
That's terrible.
So we have just 3 left now, but they're wonderful. One is 12 and a half, 13 years old now.
You want to see a dog walk?
We got, what's that?
You want to see a dog walk?
Okay, then I've got a video. What do you want to see first?
What video?
The video. Let's do the video. Okay.
Do we have video? I
Yeah,
thought we
I got a
used it
video for you.
already.
Here.
Okay.
Watch this.
Oh, my goodness. Oh, this is what we were talking about. Throwing the treat away, and the dog comes back. He found another on the way. A little bit of that.
Yeah.
That's my dog, Dancer. You can see why I named him, can't you?
You're lovely.
Isn't he?
I wanted to ask, I did have a curious question for Jackie. Jackie, are all your dogs the same kind of dogs?
Yes.
So you all get the...
I just have Cinnamon and Reba, and they're sisters. They're a year apart.
And what are your dogs?
I have a rescue border collie and a golden related to those dogs. And in a way, she's a rescue too, although she's a very well-bred dog.
I saw a black and white dog in your car.
Yes, that's the border collie. And then I have Dancer that you just saw in the video. He's a Belgian Tervuren. That's a sheep herding dog.
Oh, huh. Well, now, what's a rescue dog? Who's he rescued?
Well, he isn't. Peggy came from Border Collie Rescue. The various breeds around the nation.
Oh, I see, the rescue of the dogs.
Yeah,
okay.
they take the dogs in from. In her case, she was evidence in a cruelty case, and when I first got her,
in a what?
A cruelty case in Pennsylvania.
I see.
She had been so badly abused, and when I first got her, I couldn't even touch her. I had to keep a rope on her so she could go out and do her business and come in, and you know.
You're afraid she'd run away, huh?
Yeah, well, and that's what the rescue woman said. She said, never let her off leash. She's so frightened of people, she'll go in the woods and die. But you've seen video of her. She's my nursing home star.
Be a happy dog.
Happy dog.
The lovely dog.
It took 6 years, but...
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, now let's watch the dog. You were going to show us that trick, okay?
One of the things...
The dog stand?
One of the things... Oh, they're being very good and quiet. I think the things that people want from their dogs, they want them to come when they're called, they want them to greet people without knocking them down, and they want them to walk nicely without pulling on a leash. So we start that process by teaching them to walk off leash first so they know what their job is. So Jackie, you just want to walk somebody around right in front of here?
Now this is without a leash.
It was without a leash. And this is, we were talking about shaping a while ago. This is the Ultimate Shaping Project.
Okay, let's go.
There she goes. Yay. You can almost see.
You can almost see the leash, but there is no leash.
That's right. And we taught that by actually just having Jackie walk away from her in the very beginning. And of course, Jackie had already established herself as the most interesting person on earth. So the dog hurried to keep up with her. And when she did that, Jackie clicked her and rewarded her for catching up. And then we build on that, 2 steps, 5 steps, 3. We don't want to just make it harder and harder.
Yeah.
Until now, it would be very hard to get that dog to go away from Jackie if Jackie looked like she was walking somewhere interesting.
We had you on a little while back, and you gave us some other tips and good tips. one of the things is you made your own doggy treats out of hot dogs, right?
That's right.
What do you do?
You want the hot dog recipe. Okay. You buy the cheapest hot dogs you can. You slice them vertically so that they're flat, and will go on the cutting board, and then you cut them in little thin slices, like half dimes. Put them on I use the bottom of my broiler pan, set the oven for 350, bake them for an hour that way, and turn the oven off and let them cool, and they get black and crunchy, and the dogs love them, and they're not too greasy. You can keep them in your pocket if you absolutely
they cost virtually nothing. I mean, you buy cheap dogs for $1.50 a pound. I mean,
79 cents.
79 a pound. Where do you get them for that?
Aldi's.
Aldi's, okay. And that's a lot. A pound is a ton of hot dogs.
When you bake those in the oven, they turn into a pile of treats that big. So that's your good cheap. It's not wholesome, but it's a good cheap dog treat.
Well, okay,
now Jackie buys her dogs the very best, organic, imported.
They're the very best, but they're very easy to work with because they get so many of them.
And smell that. That smells good.
Oh, I want it.
Yeah.
Apples and blueberries.
It smells like a muffin, like a blueberry muffin.
Whenever my dogs see Jackie, they come running up and go, I'm here, I'm quiet.
They want that treat. Ladies and gentlemen, it's been a pleasure having Jackie and having LeeAnne with us, but I just got this sound that just came in. Get out of here.
All right.
The time goes like swoosh.
That's
but I want to give you about a minute, just uninterrupted, to close up, okay?
Oh, my goodness. That never happened before. Well, I guess my minute would be devoted to the importance of positive training. That positive does not mean namby-pamby pie in the sky, we're always nice, although we are very nice. But that positive means that you have in your head a picture of exactly what you want. You don't say, I want my dog to stop jumping. You think to yourself, I would like my dog to go sit close to the door, politely as the door is opened, and he can greet people who come in. And the same way, I would like my dog to sit nicely when I open the door and not bolt out until I have a moment to put his leash on. I would like my dog to walk with me and be attentive, rather than I would like my dog to stop pulling on leash. Because once you establish that positive goal, you can make an outline of the steps between where you are now and where you would like the dog to be, and build on that. And we use the clicker and rewards to get us there. Thank you.
Jackie, I want to give you just a second.
I guess I would just add to exactly what LeeAnne is saying. We do this because we adore dogs and love them, and the better behaved they are, the more people will accept them everywhere. And so we're ambassadors for the dogs also, and they're actually not your children, but if you train them with the idea that when you raise your children with love and kindness and boundaries, you get good children. And that's what we do with dogs.
Boy, am I glad I brought you.
We've had a wonderful adventure, just a chat with some dog lovers and a specialist. Are you serious about your dog training?
I'm very serious.
Serious is the name of their dog at school. And if you want to get in touch with her, give a phone number, LeeAnne.
792-9929.
792-9929. You see it in front of you. I thank you for coming and giving your time. Will you come again sometime?
Absolutely.
We'll have to have you back with the dogs again. I just never get tired of them.
Thank you.
I want to thank you, Shelley Grant, for helping us out and taking care of the doggies while we were talking. And I want to thank a lot of other people. Sorry, caller, the last caller we didn't get you, probably Linda, but who knows. We'll be back someday. Chuck Kelsey, he built this studio. He started Channel 5. He is a champion, a hero. Devin Taylor, Chris Burke, Chris Ramaker, Mort Flexer, Randy Bird, who's right here doing the camera work. Jeff Zook does the engineering, Don Zen's engineering cameraman specialist. And I want to thank all the other people who called in and who watched the program. You can always catch us on YouTube if you missed it. May all that is proud and true and noble abide with you. I'm Reed Powers.